Joe Farrow, Commissioner, California Highway Patrol.
Okay, you were curious when you saw that we were doing this bark buckle up thing back here. You wanted to find out what it was all about. Now that you know, what do you think?
Oh, you got my vote. When I walked by and I saw your little display right here, I had a pretty good idea what you were talking about. And our safety of the animals, safety of the people in the motor vehicles, safety of the people outside is really dependent upon what we do inside the car. And I think a lot of people don't realize that animals, well, we love them to death. That's exactly what happens is they die or they're going to be injured if we're not careful. Because when we have to do maneuvers, we slam on the brakes, we do things, those animals become projectiles. They can hit us, they can do something to make the car go out of control, they may even, in worst case scenario, be ejected, and all you're going to get is tragedy. So I think the simplest thing that we could do is we buckle them up like we do our children. It makes it much more safe. The animals will adapt very quickly. They're very well trained, and once you do it a couple of times, that's all you really need to do.
What kinds of things have you or other members of the Highway Patrol seen in terms of, okay, the accident happens. Now the first responders get there, and what happens if there was a dog in that crash?
Well, I think the dog just in and of itself, if the dog becomes injured, which they normally will be, they're just a different personality. They can be very dangerous. They could immediately want to attack, or they become very aggressive. Either that or they'll run. And when dogs or animals are scared, they'll run, and they'll just keep running until the fear factor goes away. Most of the time, we'll never find them again, and they're gone. And so I think that's the worst case scenario for a lot of victims, because especially some of the people inside the cars, they're very concerned about their animals. They want them back. But once they take off and they start running, chances are they'll be hit by oncoming traffic. So if they're not killed in the initial crash, they could be injured or killed in a follow-up collision, or somebody else also could be injured trying to maneuver out of the way and avoid that collision.
And you've been to accidents, I'm sure, where the airbags deploy. What about a dog that's sitting in the front seat and an airbag deploys? What's going to happen?
Oh, it's going to be the same thing as if somebody holding a small child on their lap. The impact of the airbag in and of itself could be tragic to an animal. I mean, they come out with such force. Some of these little animals that people tend to hold in their laps probably would be crushed, probably be killed.
You're a dog lover. You seem very passionate about this issue. What do you say to convince other pet owners to do what's right?
I can just tell you this. I am a dog owner and a lover. I have a little 13-pound Jack Russell who we love, and it's part of the family. I'm probably as guilty as a lot of people when we first got the Jack Russell. You love these animals. They get in your lap. They're there. They're curious. And I just woke up one day and I realized that this is a projectile, and I love this little animal. So we went out. We got a child safety seat, a car safety seat for an animal. We put her in. She hated it the very first day. The second time we did it, I associated it with leash training. The second time we did it, she loves it. She sits there all day. She can lay down. She's secure in the vehicle, and I feel really good about that.